video, guys. I'm going through my pack, everything I packed for our hiking trip in the last series of videos. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's gone all the way from Peaceful Bay to Walpole on the south coast of Western Australia. Such an awesome hike, my favorite so far. This is the awesome gear that I brought, my favorite gear. And yeah, just this amount for 4 days. Can't believe it. So thanks a lot for liking. Thanks for clicking on this video. Why don't you watch to the end? Gonna find out what weight all this gear was. Now, last hike, the last section I did, my weight was 17.4 kilos. So nearly 18 kilos, which is pretty heavy. The best part of this trip was the bag I brought. I got a brand new Hyperlite hiking bag, which I'm gonna give you a full review of after I've gone through this stuff. So stick around to the end of the video to see that. Firstly, I'll start with my sleeping gear. I brought my ultralight top quilt from Alton. This thing is amazing. You guys hear me ramble on about it all the time. Love it. It's one of my favorite bits of gear, as well as my Alton 3x3 meter tarp. This thing you can configure into whatever shelter you kind of want. Also stuffed in this bag, I've got a 2-person ground sheet. So kind of pin that out on the ground and sleep on it to protect yourself from the dirt and the ground and stuff. It's such an awesome bit of kit. I didn't end up using that, but it's good to have just in case. On the ground to sleep on, I had this, my ultralight sleeping mat. This one's an insulated one, so it's so warm, especially when it's freezing cold, because it doesn't let the heat rise up through the ground onto your body. And along with that, I had that ultralight fitted sheet. And all that gear I had in this watertight, waterproof bag. This is also an inflator for the inflatable mat. All right, cooking stuff. I've got my shamrock. This is one of my favorite things to use. You can use it as a towel, use it as a cloth, use it to just lay down and cook your gear on, cook for dinner if maybe the table's a bit gross and rank, use it to sit on, whatever. It's got like 5 million uses. It's really cool, handy to have. This is my kitchen pack, everything for cooking. My coffees in the morning I have in the Alton insulated mug, along with dog and gun coffees. I've still got a few in there. As for my boiling water, I've got a Tokes 750ml cup. It's got a lid. It's also got a little thing so you can hang it from a tripod, like that. But I don't really need that. Bic lighter. This is a BRS 3000 gas burner from just on Amazon. They're pretty cheap. They're small, simple, not too. I'm pretty happy with it. And this is just a gas bottle. All fits inside the cup nicely. Compact, light, simple. Also in here I have my spork. I have my toothpaste, toothbrush, toiletry stuff, and I also got some wipes, which I didn't end up using on this hike, but it's probably good to have just in case. In here I've got first aid. This is like a snake bite pack. In there I've shoved this is small outdoor survival safety outdoor first aid supplies thing. So it's got like bandages and band-aids and stitching and threads and sterile bandages and stuff like that. The main kind of things you'd want. I've got mosquito wipes, so these are super simple. You just wipe them on your skin. In there, it's got compression bandages, all the stuff. The snakes. That's the main stuff you want. As for navigation, I've got the map for the section we were doing on the Bibbulmun, which is around Walpole. Also got a compass. Now, I didn't end up using this, but you know, it's good to have just in case, especially if you find yourself off track. And you know, off track with a dead phone, and you know, you're kind of stuffed without a compass. I always bring a journal, a notepad, something I can write in. I just love journaling, getting my thoughts down. Something I've always done. Here we go. I've got this light. I got it from Anaconda. It's like an inflatable little just an inflatable light, simple, little battery pack on the end, charges by USB, different light modes. That's the brightest there. And I found at night, even though it looks kind of bright, it actually doesn't give off a whole lot of light. Not enough for the filming that I kind of need. So I will be hunting for another light. Hopefully something that's kind of just as light and simple as this one. And my battery pack, this thing's massive. It's huge. It's a Julka one, so Julka make hot water systems and stuff for campers and off-grid, you know, setups. 24,000 milliamp hour, so it's good. It's plenty big enough. Lots of charges for my phone, for the drone, for the GoPro batteries, all that, everything. All right, so speaking of drone, here we go. Got my drone. It's a DJI Mini 3. Got everything I've shoved in here. I've got filters for the drone. I've got charging cords. I've got batteries for, you know, the GoPro, and everything kind of shoves in this bag as well, which is really handy. Keeps everything in one place. So that's that. This is a bit of weight. It's probably like a kilo, maybe more. But look, if you're filming, it is what it is. It's kind of what you've got to put up with. Clothing. All right, this is my puffer jacket. I so glad I brought this. I was thinking of not bringing it because it's pretty puffy. Takes up a bit of room, but look, I'm so glad I did. Especially one night, I had my quilt was wet because I slept on it the previous night in wet clothes, trying to dry them out. That didn't happen. And all the condensation made my quilt wet. So the following night it hadn't dried yet, and most of my clothes were still damp. So I had this, which was dry, and I had, I think, one other pair of pants, which was like only half damp. And I wore them and wore all my other dry clothes, and mate, thank God, I slept amazing because I was so warm. This thing, definitely worth bringing a good puffer jacket. This one's a pretty thick one. You get thinner ones, which are probably a bit better for hiking, take up less room, but no, I'm so happy I brought that. I also have a rain jacket. This is just a thin, hasn't got any stuffing. It's super waterproof. This thing was amazing. The first time I used it as well. It's a Mountain Designs one. I think it's a new kind of design they got out or something, but really awesome. Glad I got that. Beanie, mate, you need a beanie on your head if it's winter and it's cold, because your head's sticking out in the cold all night. Well, I hate sleeping with a cold head. It's just not cool. These slippers, so good. Usually I bring slides, but I decided to bring slippers instead. They worked really well. Got some shirts, and I got some thermal tops and bottoms. And other than that, it was pretty much the clothes I wore, and that's all I had. You know, minus some socks and jocks and stuff. So all my clothes I kept in these bags. These are just Kmart dry bags. So I had one bag with my clothes in it, so I'll chuck these in. And I had another one the same, pretty much the same size, which had all my food in it. So I've got everything here minus the food I brought. But the food was about probably a pack this size, maybe a little bit smaller. I got these two drink bottles, which were both amazing. This one's a litre, this one's a little bit over a litre, and so good. I used to have a Camel pack, but I think everyone's right who commented in the videos. Camel packs kind of suck sometimes, and it's just good using these. And last thing, I got a couple of new hiking poles. These are Mountain Designs ones as well. And most of my gear's Mountain Designs, you know, it just is what it is. That's just what was available, what's a decent price for me. And yeah, these poles are neat. I enjoy them. I love the shape, how it sticks out in the front, because most of the time, like 90% of the time, I find myself hiking and I've just got my hands over the top like this, instead of like holding them sideways like that. And I barely ever use their straps. Like honestly, the grip on the top is enough for me to go along and just hold the tops. And it's good. If you're going uphill, you can kind of get a good push, you know, as you're pushing yourself up the hill as well with your hands on top. So I like that. I like them kind of grips. All right, I'm going to shove this stuff in my bag, and then I'll give you guys a good look at my new bag. This pack is so good. I'm so happy with it. Fits everything in. The best thing about it is how flexible it is. Like, it's honestly so useful because of this roll top on the top of it. It comes right up here and you could pack it full of stuff. They say it's like you can do it over 70 litres of gear or down to as little as 40. So you use it as a day pack or as like a multi-week long distance kind of hiking pack. This is the 55 litre version or the 3400, the Southwest 3400, which is 3,400 cubic inch. I got the tall version. So what you do is you send in the measurement of your back, like what kind of height your torso is, and that determines what kind of height there is, what kind of distance there is between the waist strap and the shoulder straps up here. My size was tall, so I got tall. I think this is the biggest of the bags, the sizes of the bags they do, and yeah, so handy. I love that it's got this open pocket at the front. You just shove stuff in, pull it out when you need it. You don't have to undo zips. You don't have to, you know, stuff around with things. I was walking through rain, and honestly, I didn't notice anything in here getting wet. I didn't put anything in there that could get wet or damaged either. But it's just super handy. Nothing's come out, nothing's fallen out. It's a huge pocket. And just all the things like the snacks and for your first aid stuff or navigation things, if you've got a map, things that you kind of want to be able to grab quickly as you're hiking. If you want to pull over and quickly check something, you can shove it in this pocket and it's just, you just slide it out super easy. You don't have to get into the main compartment and stuff around doing that. Got these side pockets, huge pockets on the side for water bottles. I actually enjoy, yeah, like I said, not having a camel pack, even though this has got a mount for a camel pack. It's got a little slit in the side there with Velcro for your mouthpiece to come out. One thing about these pockets, when I have the pack on my back and I'll reach to put when I pull the bottles out, I can get them out easy, not a problem, but I can't quite get them in. I have to take the pack off to be able to get them back in the pockets, which is a little bit annoying, but that's all right. It's just like a small thing, splitting hairs pretty much. These pockets are amazing, these front waistband pockets. They've got a waterproof zip on them, and all the other bags I've ever used have, you've had to like jolly grab the zip and pull the zip open with the other hand, so it takes two hands to undo the zip. This one, you can undo it with one hand, grab your stuff out and close it again, not a problem. So what I did, because they're waterproof, I kept all my batteries, all my camera batteries in one, and I kept all my snacks and stuff in the other. So I was walking through pouring rain, nothing got wet, nothing got damaged, no water got in these pockets, no water got in the bag. You know, this whole roll top thing is so good. This material is waterproof as all the seams are fully sealed, not a drop of water came inside. I did, just in case, decided to keep all my food, my clothes and stuff in waterproof sacks and all my sleeping gear. So I had all my stuff in waterproof bags anyway, but honestly I didn't need to. I could have saved a bit of weight by not having that. But yeah, the only reason I put it in waterproof sacks is because I read one review that said a guy had found water in the bottom of his bag, and you know, I was going through days of pouring rain, and there ain't no water in this baby, none at all. So I think that guy probably just had his drink bottle leak or something like that. You know, not a leak. This thing's been amazing. Yeah, really good. I'm so happy with it. The straps on the back are simple. You know, there's a bit of padding in them, but it's not like overdone. There's not like a whole inch of padding, because the more bells and whistles, the more things that people add to it, the more you've got to carry at the end of the day. I love Hyperlite's focus, which is just keeping it simple, keep it as light as possible, as minimal as possible, and it's got everything you need, and it hasn't got all this rubbish that you don't need. So it's such a good pack. I got it from Tom's Outdoors, who distribute them, and I'll chuck the link in the description from where I got it from. They're made in Mexico. They're owned by the US, I'm pretty sure. But it's so, mate, I would get another one in a heartbeat. I'm so happy with this. And I've had it for one trip, but far out, I can tell I'm going to be using this for years and years to come. Such a good pack. My favorite thing is that I can use it for a day hike, or I can use it as a multi-night hike. I can pack it down to like way smaller than this, or, you know, I can pack it up to, you know, way bigger. You know, it's so flexible, and instead of having like 3 or 4 bags, you know, this baby kind of does it all. I met one guy on the first day, and he said he has exactly the same pack. He was wearing it, I didn't even notice it was on his back. And he said he'd done over 5,000 miles in his pack. It was a Southwest 3400, same as mine. And he said it's the best pack he's ever had, and that I'm gonna have so much life out of this bag just like he has. So it was awesome. These two guys, both of them had the same pack, and just to see them out on the track at the same time was really cool. So I'm pumped. It's a good bag. I do highly recommend it. I paid $675 Australian. It's more than I was hoping to spend, but look, I've got something that's going to last me for, you know, 5-10 years maybe. So, no, I'm pumped. I'm really excited to see what it weighs. Now, my last pack weighed in itself was like 4 kilos. This, I know the pack itself weighs 970 grams, so less than a kilo. But yeah, I'm excited to see what all this gear that I brought, what all of it weighs together. So let's check it out. $10.4. Wow. Whew. All right, 10.4 kilos. Far out. I'm blown away. That is 7 kilos lighter than the pack I bought on my last hiking trip. That's insane. 7 kilos. Changing the bag got me 3 kilos, and just in dropping other stuff is 4 kilos. So, man, 10 kilos with camera gear, batteries and all that stuff as well, I'm pretty happy. That's not too bad. Look, I'll never get down to like, you know, 6, 5 kilos, 4 kilos. You know, I'm never going to go that light because I want to be comfortable, you know. I've got a big, you know, big frame, big build. I can carry bigger weights as well. So it's not like a huge issue, the weight, but you know, it's finding that balance. Like a lot of people commented in our last videos, finding that balance between what you're comfortable with, what you like to carry, and you know, what you need and what you don't need. Yeah, I've kind of been on this journey of getting rid of all this just crap that I don't need, and it's good. It's trimming my pack down, which is awesome. And far out, 10 kilos. That's good. I must say, it was the most enjoyable hike I've had so far, doing that section. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. This pack's amazing. If you want to check it out, I got mine from Tom's Outdoors. The link is in the description. Check it out. It's good stuff. And thanks so much for watching this video, guys. God bless you. Have a great day or night or wherever it is where you are. And don't forget, we love you and we'll see you next time.